Let's get ready to grumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Royal Grumble. I'm your host, Graham, and sitting in the corner to my left is WrestleMania season, Daryl.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm excited for WrestleMania. I'm pumped for WrestleMania season.
You pumped?
Yeah.
Pumped like a granny in a flat in Castle Milk.
No, I've pumped one out for WrestleMania, mate.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Sitting in the corner to my right, it's Dan.
Hi.
Are you pumped for WrestleMania?
Yeah, I'm more pumped now that I can hear both of you.
Are you big Papa pumped?
Yeah.
Big Papa pumped.
Listeners, right? It's a bit tender in the studio because we recorded like nearly all the show, and Dan then said, "Oh, I can't hear you." So we're having to re-record.
Yeah.
You know what I feel about re-recording, don't you?
We know very well what you think about re-recording. Speaking of which, by the way, don't be throwing out any of those words because...
What words?
Those type of words. The words that are causing you to put money in that jar that's in your hand.
Oh, yeah, listeners, last week I might have dropped a few bombs.
Swear jar.
So I owe money to the swear jar.
You do?
Yeah.
Put it in.
Ready.
Yep. That's a real thing that's happening right now. And actually, I owe as well. I said I'd pay it, and I would. There we go. Right. We're wealthy. Have you noticed, however, that now that we've got money involved, Dan's not putting any money in the swear jar?
I don't think I'm allowed to call him what I called him.
Because then you'll owe more money to the swear jar. That'll be the problem. Right. News. WrestleMania cards taking shape.
Yes.
There's a fair few matches.
Yes.
We're less than 2 weeks away. We're specifically 1 week away, I suppose, really, aren't we? We're 1 week away. 1 week away! Maybe less, depending on when you listen to this. Hello. Hello from the future. Oh, the card's taking shape.
Yeah.
Raw was all right this week. Not much happened.
No. Well, you say not much happened. Kane were on it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah, Kane had a match with John Cena. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
It brought me back to that feud he had. You know when Zack Ryder were involved with Torres?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, back in glory days.
Yeah, back in the glory days.
Yeah.
I'm glad you remembered that. We'll be testing your memory later on with some of these things.
See, I stopped watching around then, but I did see the short video a lot of Zack Ryder being pushed off.
When did you watch, mate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
whenever we bring someone up,
I stopped watching when Triple H beat CM Punk.
This is when I stopped watching.
And then I started watching again just before WrestleMania 30.
Well, it's a good job, innit? Because we're talking about WrestleMania 30 today.
Yes.
Today.
Why are we talking about WrestleMania 30 today?
Because it's the last time that WrestleMania was at New Orleans Superdome.
All the way back in time 4 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a long, long time ago. I can still remember... There's only been like 3 WrestleManias since then, so
and because Daniel Bryan, isn't it?
And because Daniel Bryan in it, exactly.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, he was on SmackDown this week. He was cutting a promo on SmackDown this week.
He lobbed his cardigan on the floor.
Lobbed his cardigan, yes.
It shows him his business.
There's a way to get a pop from me, and that's to throw your cardigan down. Throw down the cardigan, you get a pop from me. So yeah, so he's having a match. That shock horror. Him and Shane McMahon are tagging against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
There's a reason that he's general manager, though, isn't there? Because,
Yeah.
I couldn't think what match to make, with them 4. And I thought, what could they do? Ooh. And then, he just comes out and he's like, I'm general manager. Look, we're just going to have a tag team match player. He's learned from the best, hasn't he?
Clever lad, isn't he? Yeah. He come up with that himself. Shane McMahon, though, is having to fight through a lot for this match.
Why?
Well, you know how Shane McMahon's the hardest man in the history of the world?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, definitely.
We know that we've established that Shane McMahon is solid.
Yeah, I mean, the fact I don't know why you have to keep saying that, because when you say Shane McMahon, I do Puma pants.
Yeah, but you have to pay him the reverence, don't you? Like, that's the whole rule. If you've got to say Shane McMahon, who is solid, because otherwise,
if he finds out that if you've not said that he's solid after, he'll come and pag you.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to get pagged by Shane McMahon. But you know what did get pagged by Shane McMahon?
Go on.
You know how Brock Lesnar was like, oh, I've got diverticulitis. Oh, I can't do UFC anymore. Oh, hurt me belly.
Yeah.
You know what Shane McMahon did? He was like, no, 1 week. I'm going back to WrestleMania 2 weeks later. Shane McMahon beat diverticulitis in a week.
Maybe it's because Shane didn't go to a Canadian hospital.
So are we saying...
You're saying American healthcare is better?
Brock Lesnar said that.
Well, all right, okay, well, fair enough.
Are we saying that because Brock Lesnar was out for longer with diverticulitis than Shane McMahon, that Shane McMahon is more solid than Brock Lesnar?
Yes, we are. Yeah. Do you remember?
yeah.
Do you know what I've just realised? We never got the Brock Lesnar and Shane McMahon match. Do you remember we were gonna? That was going to be a thing. Do you remember after Brock Lesnar paggered Randy Orton and made his head pee with blood?
Yeah.
That Shane McMahon was like, "Hey, stop hitting Randy Orton," and then Brock Lesnar laid him out with an F5, and then nothing was done about it.
Yeah, I don't think Shane wanted any part of that, did he? I don't think Brock wanted any part of Shane.
It's clear, exactly, isn't it? Yeah. Brock was like, "Oh, I'm not doing a match with him. He's solid. Have you seen how hard he is? He beat diverticulitis within a week with some Lemsip." So, we've also had New Japan shows this week.
Oh yeah, what happened on that?
Yeah, well, Strong Style Evolved, didn't it? A bunch of stuff happened on it. Are you right?
Sorry.
This is going to be very hard for the listeners to understand, but neither of them are paying any attention to it whatsoever. Should we do a wrestling podcast?
We did this last week, right? We had this argument last week on the air, right? You say this happened, I say, did it? What happened? And then you tell me what happened, like I don't know. We did this 2 weeks in a row now. We've had this argument on the air. I played dumb. I know what happened. Kenny Omega had a match. He teamed up.
Are you or are you not playing Pokemon Go as you talk to me, though?
I can multitask.
Can you, though?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you? Can you multitask, Dan?
Yes.
Are you on Twitch now?
No.
We're not allowed on Twitch anymore, are we? Because you forgot to do the joke that you did on the previous version that we then wiped. Come on. Right.
I told you we're a tank
this completely spontaneous joke that we're going to talk about. You banned us from Twitch, didn't you, Daryl?
Did I?
Yeah, by saying bad words.
Oh yeah, do I owe you? Now I could. And ironically, I do owe you money, don't I?
Yeah, that's the irony. And that's how we linked. Yeah, that's how we linked it. You ruined it. We've already done it. Dan.
So yeah,
New Japan.
Strong
Dan on
Style,
Japan.
Strong Style Evolved.
Return.
Bong.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not going to. Sorry.
Yes, it needs a jingle.
Strong Style Evolved, but it wasn't in Japan, was it?
No, it was at the Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, California.
It looked bigger than the last place. Was it bigger?
Yeah, it was a lot bigger.
Good,
and
it looked better.
And they announced they're going to an even bigger venue in July.
Where's that?
The Cow Palace in San Francisco.
I know the Cow Palace. Ring of Honor ran there once. They got 200 people there, but they were only running there because they were part of a wrestling con. And I'd sold a Ring of Honor show called Chaos at the Cow Palace, and someone bought it.
Can I get your permission to look on my phone to see the capacity of the Cow Palace,
Yes,
please?
you can do it now.
You.
I think it's around 14,000 people.
I don't need to then.
Yeah.
There you go then. Sorted.
14,000 people
He's done it for you.
I might fact check that.
Yeah, just fact check it. Yeah, you might.
So yeah, this show had quite a few good stuff. The undercard of the show was kind of like your typical New Japan show. A lot of tag matches. The most interesting one was probably Bullet Club versus Bullet Club, which was God versus Marty Scurll and Fit.
12,953.
Oh, well, I was telling you off the air, guys. But yeah, 12,953.
Oh, God. What an idiot, this guy. Underestimated by just over 1,000.
But yeah,
when is that show?
It's July 9th, I think it is.
So this is this year?
Yeah.
So this is before All In, when Cody Rhodes had a bet about the 10,000 seater?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, well, Cody Rhodes was in one of the more interesting matches. It was Cody and Marty versus God, and the whole dynamic of the match was Cody didn't want. He got on the mic and did the whole Bullet Club is fine thing, and saying, "Look, we don't need to fight each other. We're all Bullet Club and stuff." And God got on the mic and said, "Actually, we kind of want to fight you." And the whole match was built around the fact that everyone loved God, people love Marty, but hate Cody with a passion. So Marty and Cody were doing a lot of stuff where Marty would do something and get cheered, so Cody would like tag him in, come in and try and do the same thing and get booed out of the ring until he eventually tagged Marty back in, stuff like that. So it was a really fun match. We got Zack Sabre Jr. and Suzuki defeating Okada and Gato.
No, it wasn't Gato.
Goto even.
Yeah,
sorry.
Gato was in a match.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that match.
And it was great to see Zack carrying on the momentum, ready for his title match next week. Well, this weekend at Sakura Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
The big match that everyone was talking about, including myself, is the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers.
Which I watched.
I genuinely believe it's one of the best tag matches I've ever seen.
I actually really enjoyed it.
Just the storytelling.
I am
going
to complain first, just so I can get my complaints out of the way so that I'm completely unbiased. Right.
Okay.
So here's my issue. I don't know if you share the issue, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I quote, "Please wait until the start of the event."
What?
What was that all about?
So on New Japan
Here
World,
we go. Yeah.
it was live, but the show was also live on Access.
Right.
So the bits where it said, please wait until the start of the event was when it was at an ad break or and there was something else happening in the arena.
Right. Because
I haven't seen it.
Right.
What?
So basically, for a little while after, God, what match was before theirs? It was
Sabre and Suzuki. Sabre and Suzuki versus Okada and Goto.
After that match went out, a little just blank shot of the arena came on the screen and it said, please wait until the start of the event.
Oh,
now,
that's a bit weird.
I realised it was... So was that Access's fault or was that New Japan's fault?
New Japan will have put it on during the ad breaks for Access.
See, that came really amateurish as far as I'm concerned. And whether it's Access's fault or New Japan's fault, if you have a lull and you know there's going to be a break, put something in. Because they had video packages.
Yeah.
But then after one of the video packages that they played, it just went literally just a shot of the arena, Daryl, and please wait until the start of the event. So I'm then sat there going, right, so am I just waiting for this match to happen, or, you know what I mean?
I'd say it was more Access's fault, because judging by the camera work and everything, it wasn't the usual New Japan crew. Because there's a lot of subtleties to how New Japan shoot their wrestling compared to an American company, and they definitely shot it in a more American style.
All I know is that should not be happening. But okay, it's fine. Like, it happened. We'll get on with it. We'll get on with the match.
So
the match itself was really good.
Yeah, it was like the story. They managed to tell the entire story of what's been going on with them within the confines of the match, rather than relying on you having watched hours of Being the Elite and everything going into it.
Basically, Daryl, Matt Jackson's got a hurty back.
Yeah, he had a belt on, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's not going to let that get him down, and him and Nick Jackson are going to have a great big fight with Kenneth Omega and Kota Ibushi, right?
They're just mates, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Kenny and Kota.
No, they're golden lovers. But, I mean, they didn't do anything.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they didn't touch each other in the ring. So
I was waiting for
friends.
JR to reference that.
Wait, so
as if JR's going to reference it. He'd be like...
He did reference something else. The name of the Golden Lovers' former finishing move before they did the Golden Trigger.
Mention that, yeah.
The Golden Shower.
Yeah.
So they didn't touch each other in the ring?
Well, I mean, they tagged.
Okay.
And they helped each other to do wrestling moves.
But they've never touched each other in the ring?
They didn't cross the streams.
Okay.
There was no Wilkins touch.
Wait. They did cross the streams. I'm sure the move they do when they both run diagonally across the ring is called crossing the streams.
Okay, in that case, they did cross the streams, and I really missed that.
When they go diagonally and then do the moonsaults off the corners.
For that, you can blame JR. They did, in that case, they definitely did that move, and you can blame JR for that because he didn't know what it's called.
Yeah, I heard that his commentary with Josh Barnett were really rubbish.
Right.
Throughout the show, it was bad,
Here's the thing. JR's voice brings a certain gravitas to things if he knows what's going on. If he doesn't know what's going on... It probably hinders. Now, I've got no allegiance to Don Callis and Kevin Kelly, whatever. I'm sure the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega went, oh, our friends should have been doing it.
Well, Don Callis is Kenny Omega's best mate.
I know. That's why I'm sure they were like, oh, our friends should have been doing it. And, you can do whatever you want. Okay, look, don't pretend that at some point you weren't a little kid holding a wrestling figure going, bang on, he just fell off the top of it. You know what I mean? So JR's voice brings a certain gravitas. If he knows what's going on. I'm not completely convinced he knew what was going on here.
It's like he hasn't presented the show on New Japan for the last 2 years on Access.
That's the weird thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's the weird thing. He's the Access commentator. But anyway, so within this match, you could tell, Nick Jackson just wants, everything to be back to the way it was. He just wants them all to be mates. Kota Ibushi just wants to support his friend Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega just wants to show that he's friends with everybody, but he's also an amazing wrestler, and he wants to show how happy he is that he's with his friend Kota Ibushi again.
Just friends.
Whatever. Matt Jackson is hurt, and he's not ready to accept that the Bullet Club's over, but he's also not ready to accept Kenny's new friend.
I heard there were an handshake at the end.
There was a handshake between Kenny Omega and Nick Jackson, but not Matt. Matt couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think the big spots in the match, there was the more bang for your buck, but instead of so more bang for your buck is when... I should know the names of the Young Bucks, but I forgot which one's
Nick's
which
the blonde one, Matt's the brown-haired one. Yeah, look at New Japan expert over here. Never mind Dan on Japan. Let's try Graham on Japan.
So one of them hits a rolling senton and then goes up and does a moonsault, and then the other one runs up and does another move on top of them.
Yeah.
But instead of doing the other move, he noticed Kenny Omega had rolled onto the table on the outside and dove out instead and did an elbow drop to the outside.
That was a pretty good spot. Like, because obviously
really good.
The plan is it's supposed to be stereo or like one after the other on one. But it was Matt, and it had to be Matt because Matt's the one who's angry at Kenny.
Yeah.
Matt didn't do his move on Kota. He went out and smashed Kenny through a table.
That's good.
We got another great spot as well where Matt was pretty much saying, finish me, and then Kenny eventually went to the one-winged angel, but then was going to put him back down, and Matt actually grabbed his hand and put it in position for it, saying, go on, finish it, like screaming at him. That wasn't the finish of the match. Eventually it was the golden trigger, and when Kenny and Kota both pinned Matt, Kenny fell down on him, hugging him, crying.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really cool moment.
I genuinely can't decide if I like the one-winged angel thing or not, because on one hand, I totally get what the point was, because Omega sort of hesitates as if I don't want to do this to my friend, and then Matt grabs him and goes, no, you should be able to. But I just think it was...
I think if Matt's got the energy to grab his arm, then he's got the energy to reverse it.
Exactly.
It's not like a Ric Flair thing, is it, with Shawn Michaels?
No, I mean, I think the way I would prefer it done it was if he held his hand up, then pulled down but didn't pull down, and then Matt... See, it's fine if he shouts, because I get that if he was like, no, do it. You should. If you're gonna wrestle against me, you should be willing to do everything you would. Like, don't treat me any differently. Don't feel like this is okay. You know, you should be able. If you're gonna fight against me, if you're not gonna fight on my side, you should be able to finish me. I think that's an interesting story, but I think the way it was done, where Kenny put his hand down, and then, like you say, only a small thing, but it does take away from it a little bit.
It was also with the V-triggers as well, because he didn't want to hit Matt with the proper V-trigger into the ropes. But Kota was there saying, go on, do it. And eventually he did hit the V-trigger. There was loads of spots like that, but then after the match, after you Golden Lovers had won, Cody came down and got into a shoving match and then shoved Matt to the ground in the exact same way that Kenny shoved him when Cody turned on him before.
Yeah.
And
Cody came and made everything better.
Yeah.
No.
But I genuinely... It's
you don't like Cody, do you?
He was having an argument with someone this week, actually, by the way, which I'll go back to, which that person seemed to have the same issue with Cody that I did.
Freestar Cody.
Yeah, exactly. But he was mad about that, and the guy was like, no, although the thing is, the guy cited Dusty Rhodes as well, which wasn't cool.
Oh, yeah.
He was arguing with the guy.
I'll always have this argument about Cody where everything he does outside the ring, just everything about him is superstar. But it's just in most matches, unless he's in there with someone really, really great like Kota Ibushi or Okada, the matches aren't great. They're fine matches. But unless he's in there with someone who can pull out something special, then his matches aren't special.
Here we go. So it's a Bleacher Report guy called J.E. Snowden. Now I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know this guy. Maybe he's good. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But basically, he complained about Cody Rhodes. Then Cody Rhodes, having not been tagged in the tweet, tweeted him back, which is always a bad stuff. I always heard this story about Ricky Gervais once, who probably will tweet us now. Who someone tweeted about, oh, my main aim in life is not to be Ricky Gervais in Talking Funny, which, for those of you who haven't seen it, is Ricky Gervais and 3 actual stand-up comics, and Ricky Gervais is telling them how to do stand-up comedy, which links into a whole other thing, but I'm not even going to get into that, because otherwise he'll probably put us in his next stand-up special, which will all be about people complaining about him, about tweeting. And Ricky Gervais blatantly vanity searched for himself and put himself in that. That's what Cody was doing here. Cody said, oh, you're so angry that I'm over. You actively coach your followers to think I'm not the very best and that my deceased father is responsible for my NJPW positioning. Maybe I am average, but I work harder than everybody in the locker room. In any locker room. I'm allowed to have fun with you. And then the bloke was like, so aren't you basically slagging off other people? And he goes, oh, believing in yourself and working harder than your peers doesn't disparage or even determine the level of work they put in. And he was like, well, you could just say something like, we all work really hard to put on a great show for the fans. It's a win-win that way. There you go.
Yeah.
So
that main event and the whole storyline going on with them is my favorite thing in wrestling right now. I absolutely adored that match. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And then I was even more excited when I found out that Strong Style Evolved isn't quite over yet.
No, it isn't, because it's coming to the UK.
Yeah, it is.
Is it, though? Here's my issue, and this is your issue as well, right? So it's New Japan. It's a New Japan branded show, Strong Style Evolved. I looked at Strong Style Evolved, this one that was just on in America, and it's not really a proper New Japan show, though, is it?
How do you mean?
I mean, it's just a little bit diluted.
I mean, it's not going to be like one of their massive events.
No, like, and here's the thing, right? We were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Dale?
Yes, we were.
Right. If these Strong Style Evolved shows have Okada,
yep,
and Tanahashi,
yep,
and the main guys on them, I'm under no illusion. I know the way that Japan works, we're not going to have like an IWGP World Title match. I get that. That's not where.
Yeah.
But if they're on it, in my head, that's a proper New Japan show. If they're not, I don't know. I don't think it has the impact that it needs. This was headlined by Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi against the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Great match, fantastic match, and obviously high level New Japan talent, but not all main eventers. And my thing is, I'd be disappointed if this Strong Style Evolved come to the UK misses out those key players. You see what I'm saying?
I think it will have the key players. It'll be like the Australia tour they did and a few other shows. They tend to have, unless there's injuries, they have all the top talent available to them.
And yet they weren't all on the show in Long Beach.
What? Naito, Okada, Tanahashi?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not explaining myself very well. It's just in the way it was sort of organized. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the focus for the American shows is going to be more on the Elite than the Bullet Club than anything else, because they're the massive draw there compared to here. I'd say the Bullet Club are going to be a big part of it, but also Okada's not been to the UK since 2015, I think, or 2016.
So do you think Okada's going to be on the show?
Yeah.
That's my hope, because like otherwise...
I haven't bought any... I think it's on sale yet.
If they're not going to be.
The pre-sale is Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
So they're on sale by now.
Okay. As of recording, I haven't bought any tickets.
No.
Right. But I would only buy tickets if I know for sure Okada's going to be there.
See, the parallel I made with you was the first time Noah came over here, right? Their main event match was Misawa and partner versus Kobashi and partner. No, it would be naive to assume, we're going to get Kobashi against Misawa in the Of course, that's not going to happen. And so if it's like, say it's Okada and partner against Omega and partner, or Tanahashi and partner, or Naito and partner, so long as they're there as part of it, I'd consider that a proper New Japan show. If it's not, how is it that different to a Rev Pro show? I
think with it being New Japan branded rather than like Rev Pro with New Japan or anything like that, I think we will get all the top guys. And I'm hoping so, because by the time this was aired, I will have bought tickets for both days. So, because that's what...
You off Milton Keynes as well?
Yeah, I'm doing both.
It's full of roundabouts, mate.
Yeah, so it's Milton Keynes on the 30th of June and Manchester in Altrincham on the 1st of July.
So Altrincham and Milton Keynes rather than Manchester and London.
Yeah, it's Ice Arenas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which are decent-sized venues for what New Japan's wanting to do with their expansion.
Yeah, one of them's in Milton Keynes, though.
Yeah, I've been to that venue before.
If only it was Wimbledon, eh? Hey, what was Wimbledon? Take that, Milton Keynes. Take the bloody football team, would you?
Yeah, I'm quite excited for those shows. I'm very excited.
Dan, you put the word Ronda in capital letters on our format.
Yeah, because Ronda Rousey
was on Raw.
She was on Raw.
She had a fight with Absolution.
Yeah.
She had the worst makeup ever. Have you seen Ronda Rousey's makeup from Raw, Darryl?
I saw the segment, but
it looked like she had pink eye. I do not know why, but there's like, I don't know whether it's mascara. I was asking my wife, and she was like, I think it's, I don't know what it is. I was like, I don't know if it's mascara. I don't know if it's eye blusher, whatever it was. It made her eyes look pink.
What do you put onto it? Your eyes look pink.
No, that is pink eye.
Oh, okay.
From when
I was going to mention like stage makeup and stuff like that, because you will have experience with that.
Yeah.
I guess anyway. But yeah, so she did an
on
interview.
Weekends when I'm Gramina.
She did an interview with ESPN, and the interviewer asked her, "You've said recently that you're done with MMA," and then she very quickly went, "I never said that." Which I think she did on the Ellen show. She pretty much said she was done with MMA on that. But then he asked, will you go back in time and do MMA, do you think? And the guy's first language isn't English, he was interviewing her. And the way he said it, like, Fit, how I've said it now, how would you take that?
Well, when you said it, I was like, you've said that wrong because it sounds like she's going to time travel.
That's how she took it. She got very annoyed and was saying, well, I don't have the ability to time travel, so of course I'm not going to do that. And kept saying that, and he's trying to explain himself, saying, no, I mean, in time, are you going to go back to be an MMA fighter and stuff? But she was on it, and she's like, and it was just really awkward. And you could just, like, as you're watching it, you kind of crease up like you're watching The Office or something.
Wasn't the guy saying, like, well, some people have said you weren't good enough at the end of her MMA career? And she was like, so you think I wasn't good enough? And the guy was like, no, some people have said that, but I defended you. And she went, thank you.
There is a mandate, or there was a mandate, that when people interviewed Ronda, they weren't allowed to talk about her losses in MMA.
Really?
Because she wasn't over them.
Oh, well,
she
that mandate will be gone now because she's not in the UFC anymore, won't it?
Yeah.
And if the WWE wanted to protect her a bit more, stop sending her to sports networks because they're going to ask her awkward questions about, so you kind of lost your passion for me after you got crap beat out of you twice.
See, I think the tricky thing for them is, though, that they have to play on the fact that she's a legit sports star, don't they?
Yeah.
So they have to.
And they haven't got Jonathan Coachman to softball questions on ESPN anymore.
No, or to, well, I mean, we don't want to talk about the allegations that went against Mr. Jonathan Coachman, do we?
No, he'll bring them up again probably at WrestleMania.
Yep. We've got some news about WrestleMania, but I want to save that for... We're doing a full preview next week. So I think
we're going to preview NXT, WrestleMania, and everything in between.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to save... Because by the time next week's show comes out, this might already be announced. So I'm gonna take the rare step of holding off on it.
Okay.
And we'll see. You know what? No, I'm not. Apparently the tag titles match, which was announced on SmackDown last week, is going to be a TLC match.
Oh.
Yep. That's all.
It should be mallets on top of the on top of the ladder.
TLM, tables, ladders, and mallets.
It'd be like mallets on a pole.
Tailors, ladders, and hammers. I mean, not hammers, mallets.
There's a mallet, there's a grill, and some pancakes. So there's something that represents each team.
Yeah. That would be a slightly diluted TLC concept, wouldn't it?
It's like, which one are you going to go for? Biggie is reaching for the mallet and then goes, nah, pancake, stuffs it in his mouth.
Jeff Hardy's apparently getting ready to come back.
Is he?
Yeah, he might make WrestleMania, baby.
Braun Strowman's partner?
He's speeding on the road to WrestleMania, hoping he doesn't get pulled over.
Yeah, speeding on the road whilst drinking a Jack. I'll live for the moment.
He's got issues we shouldn't make fun.
Matt,
when has that stopped us before?
Yeah, exactly.
I know, with all the Ant McPartlin talk last week.
It's not our fault. We didn't.
Yeah, he's in rehab now, isn't he?
Yeah, well.
Were you about to say we didn't do that? But
We didn't do it to him.
He's still injured a 3-year-old.
We
did.
And we didn't put the drink in Jeff Hardy's hand. We just set up a feud with
Can
Ant
we point out about
McPartlin.
this Ant McPartlin thing, right?
Great.
He did injure a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, if he's got mental health issues, that's his thing to deal with. But he's still injured. It's like buddy Bruce Jenner ran over a child. Like,
buckle up, buckaroos.
What's the phrase for that?
This is going to be like the best wacky...
There's a phrase for what you've just done.
Yeah, I know what I've done, because what I've done is I've referred to her as Bruce rather than as...
Is it ghost name or something
as
like
Caitlyn,
that? Yeah.
because Ricky Gervais talks about it in his thing, right?
Oh, right, okay.
But Bruce Jenner did kill someone in a car wreck.
Was it Bruce Jenner before it was Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah.
So that... I guess chronologically might not be wrong.
No, Bruce did it. Bruce did it,
Yeah.
and then he had a sex change and became Caitlyn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is, you just because they've got other issues going on, which obviously Bruce identified as Caitlyn, right? That's a separate issue. Still killed somebody in a car wreck. So Ant McPartlin still injured a 3-year-old.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Dex misses as expected if you want Ant and Deck podcast.
This could just be like... This could be like wacky races. Like you fit them up with like a fifth of vodka, and then you sit Jeff Hardy, Ant McPartlin,
Caitlyn
Jenner. Who else?
Catch the pigeon, but the pigeon is filled with heroin.
All right. Well, we did.
Him off a 205 Live that he were in his car, weren't he, when he pulled his missus back
Rich
into
Swann.
it? Yeah, Rich Swann.
Oh yeah, it could be like the Boulder Rock crew, except his missus is.
Yeah.
It could be most of the like FCW roster. Because there's mugshots of pretty much
Bram one of them? Cameron?
Yeah.
Was Bram Cameron?
Jack Swagger, before he got called up.
Swagger, don't forget
Ted DiBiase.
Fernanda Gardner.
There was that period where like everyone had a DUI. Kurt Angle had one like not long ago. Like a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, long enough ago that you got cleared for in-ring competition.
DUI cast.
DUI cast. Right.
Let's have to do a review one week of the best DUIs.
We could do that. I have some other ideas for what we're going to review in the future, though. So I think these ideas might go down better. And incidentally, they do involve narcotics. However, we mentioned this week is WrestleMania 30 week. We're looking back at the last WrestleMania in New Orleans. We're looking back at the WrestleMania from 4 years ago. And Daniel Bryan's coming back, so we're looking back at his triumph at WrestleMania. However, I have a little gift to share with the listeners. We're going to be taking a look even further back pretty soon at a particular home for us. And I think the following advert will explain everything. So we'll return to our WrestleMania 30 review after this.
Before the renaissance of British wrestling. Before the revolution. Before the progress. There was one company who pushed the boundaries. One company on the lips of British wrestling fans. One of the most controversial companies in British wrestling history. One company bringing pro wrestling dream matches to the UK.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here tonight to celebrate the life of PreShow.
The Royal Grumble brings to you the in-depth look at the company that brought them together. The company that brought eyes from around the world to a small town in the north of England. 1PW, version 1, 2005 to 2007. May 6th, 2018. Subscribe now.
We do not owe you money.
Avoiding
It's
copyright.
WrestleMania season! Yeah, WrestleMania! This was on at least 2 WrestleManias and is therefore a theme for the WrestleManias. Yeah.
Is Linda coming in like?
Yeah, she's coming back from the small business claim. It's WrestleMania season, so we're doing a little WrestleMania review. Yay!
Yay!
Say yay more.
Yay, more.
Yay!
That's better. Thank you. Good. He did what I... Yours was all right, Dan. Yours was better, Darren.
Thanks.
Well done.
So
Good.
did I win that?
In
Do
a
I
way.
get a point?
Yeah.
Like an old opening contest
Oh, yeah, like the old opening... Remember when we used to do them?
when I got a point.
Yeah. Well done. I think you're...
The points were meaningless, weren't
Yeah,
they?
well, that's the point.
Yeah.
Bants. See what I did there? Made the point the point. We're talking about WrestleMania 30. Yeah. Let's celebrate. Yeah. Is anyone else a little confused and a little creeped out that because they're back in New Orleans and they're doing WrestleMania and they're doing Purple and Kid Rock's, they're just using the same theme as they used 4 years ago?
Saves money, doesn't it?
You know what it is, though? Yes, it's them hitting the reset button. This is the reboot of WrestleMania 30. This is the real WrestleMania 30.
So they're going to get Hogan to come down so he can say.
Oh, we could have talked about that.
Oh.
We didn't talk about that in the first start.
Well, I mean, I think it's relevant now. That's why I
Yeah.
kept it until now. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they are, Daryl. Because he's back in, isn't he?
Is he?
Brother. Maybe. They asked WWE about it and they went, we're talking to Hulk Hogan to try and make sure that other people don't make his mistake. Which I think is a terrific way of going, yeah, Hulk's coming back in soon,
What,
isn't
knobbing
he?
a bird on camera?
No, that wasn't his mistake.
How was it not?
Because first of all, he didn't know the camera were there, did he?
You say that.
Well, legally speaking. he
Yeah,
didn't
legally
know-
speaking, he
he
didn't know
didn't
it
know.
was
Well, there you go then.
there. Yeah.
So there you are.
He's been on a sensitivity course now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he's a racist, isn't he?
Yeah, that's
What
it.
did he say?
I think I'm not going to say
Go
unless
on.
you want to put money in the jar.
That's an
In which
instant
case-
max, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Did we agree that it's
That's
an
a
instant?
straight up fiver.
Yeah, it's a fiver for that one.
What did he say, Dan? Come on.
No, because if you say that word, I'll have to cut it, and you have to put a fiver in that box.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lose-lose for everybody.
Oh, is it though? Oh, it's
Yes,
tempting,
it is.
isn't it?
Right. So Hulk Hogan starts off WrestleMania 30. By the way, did either of you watch the pre-show?
No.
I did.
Why?
I watched. Do you know what? I've been so excited about this because I love this show. I love this show so much that I bought it on Blu-ray. right?
Oh, yeah.
No one owns wrestling Blu-rays anymore because why would you? But I bought this on Blu-ray, right?
Okay.
I love this show. And I'm so excited about it that I've loaded up the 2-hour pre-show on the network. I kid you not. The 2-hour pre-show. Would you like to know my thoughts on the pre-show?
Yes, please.
Yes, the good job you did, because I've actually started anyway. The only thing of any interest whatsoever on the pre-show is that Batista has a promo where he's wearing shades and a Vin Diesel vest.
A Vin Diesel vest.
It's basically, the vest that Vin Diesel wears in every film that Vin Diesel's in.
Okay, yeah.
It's that vest.
Okay.
And he's wearing sunglasses, and he just throws out an amazing Hollywood promo where he's like, yeah, I don't really care about all these kids. I'm just here to win the world title because that's why I came back. And that's the only moment of note on the entire 2-hour pre-show, and that includes Cesaro turning on Jack Swagger, which I thought would have meant that you would have watched it, Daryl.
No, I couldn't put myself through it.
What, the 4-way elimination tag team match between Ryback,
No,
the Usos?
The trauma of the breakdown of the team of Jack Swagger and Cesaro, mate. I couldn't put myself through that.
I guess it was painful. Did you not want to watch El Torito and Los Matadores?
I mean, I love a little midget fella flipping about and that, but I get my fill of that when I watch that WLC match.
Oh, yeah.
I've got that on repeat.
That's a great match.
Yeah.
You're right to have that on repeat. It's
I
fantastic.
still need to watch WLC 2 from Beyond last year.
What?
I don't know. You're literally talking like Dutch to me. What do you mean?
There was a running joke in Beyond Wrestling where every time they booked Hornswoggle, Chuck Taylor would message the promoter and say, let me do WLC 2 with him. And eventually Beyond booked it.
I don't get the joke because he's not a midget.
Yeah,
but he does comedy stuff, doesn't he? So he
it's not funny.
Does he go on his knees and like sellotape shoes to his knees so they look like little feet?
Hopefully.
That would be funny.
That's what I do.
That'd be okay. Would be all right. I don't think that is okay, though, is it? I think that's mocking a disability in a way.
How's it a disability when they can like fit into crevices easier? Like if I want to get under that table, if I drop some under it now, I'd have to bend down, bang my head. If I'm a little midget fella, I just get off a chair. Like I have to be careful so I don't fall far.
Okay.
Get off a chair, then just get under it.
How are you going to get the Martin Brodeur dock up there?
Well, that's why I'd keep you around.
Martin Bro Duck.
I couldn't get that now.
Actually, it just says Brodeur. So
But I call it the Bro
Listeners,
Duck.
he's pointing to like a high shelf. I couldn't get that now.
yeah, that's
And technically, this is not a
can't,
disability.
So, well,
Technically,
technically,
I don't get
You're right.
like a free car parking space for it. do I?
Medically speaking, no, you're right. Medically speaking, you're not. But,
Exactly.
I mean, you've been given a sore lot by life, haven't you? I sort of opening contest of WrestleMania 30 is the qualifying match for the main event. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because I think this was a great bit of booking at the time. Yeah. Now, how many? The story is it was supposed to be CM Punk and Triple H at WrestleMania, wasn't it? Supposedly, it was supposed to be Daniel Bryan and Sheamus at WrestleMania, and the Vince McMahon allegedly said that Randy Orton and Batista was gonna be the biggest main event that WrestleMania has ever seen. Yeah, was it though? Because nobody wanted to see that match. And anyway, the point is, they did a little clever twist on the booking. Daniel Bryan occupies Raw with all his Yes fans, his Yes movement, and he says, I want a match with Triple H at WrestleMania. But I want the stipulation to be that if I win, I get added to the triple threat match. Now, in my head, that would completely telegraph the whole thing.
Mm.
And they make a very small change that is genius. Triple H, the following week, they don't do it the same week because everyone's like, oh, well, I mean, that's good, but that gives and they make a very small change. Triple H says, it's not going to be if Daniel Bryan wins. The winner of that match will be in the triple threat match. So even though really you know that's what they're going to do, it's always that sliver of doubt in there that they're going to go, well, you know what the real main event would be? All the Evolution guys. Get them all in the main event. Get them on triple threat for the title. That's where their money is.
It'd be
Not
like
with your midget and a beard.
It'd be like that Shield triple threat that we never got.
Which we did get.
What?
Yeah, we got the Shield triple threat. Remember?
Really?
Yeah. Remember it was I can't remember the name of the show.
I don't.
Battleground.
I don't believe you.
I think it was Battleground.
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
weren't it?
Quick reminder, everyone, the Shield triple threat has happened. And Dean Ambrose won. Who saw that coming? Everyone smelled him coming, obviously, but they didn't see him coming. So, yeah, first match is Triple H against Daniel Bryan. The winner is going into the main event.
Who won?
Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
But the point is, it was interesting, wasn't it? Daniel Bryan's shoulders all wrapped up.
Yeah, because they beat him up, didn't they? Or something.
And
The Authority.
It was when his neck issues were starting as well.
Yeah.
So that had an effect on his arm and
Yeah,
shoulder.
I've just realised I've missed something out completely, haven't I? Were you about to call me up on that? Were you not?
I mean, are you doing the entrances?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you-
Realistically, I should be doing that now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I didn't know what you were doing. I'm waiting for a point.
Yeah, I completely forgotten it because it's written on here. But you've forgotten the most important part of the whole show, Dan. Before you even start the show, I'm blaming your format, Dan. That's what I'm doing. Because what's the first thing on the show?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan comes out because he's the host of WrestleMania. It's great to be here in the Silver Dome. Can't wait to see WrestleMania in the Silver Dome. There is an amazing moment. There's an amazing moment where he hears the fans and he goes, you can see his little face curl up when he realizes he's got it wrong. And the commentators are actually taking the mickey out of the immortal Hulk Hogan. That went well.
Yeah, is there not a documentary on the network or something? Because I've seen backstage footage of Austin and Rock absolutely creasing.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think it might be part of. Yeah, there's a documentary.
It's like a 24 or something like
yeah,
that.
there's a 24 one because it's the same one where you see Warrior and Hogan meet.
Yeah,
because they weren't supposed to. They were supposed to be kept away from each other, and something happened where one of them ended up walking down a place that they shouldn't have been walking down, and they ended up meeting and actually being all right.
Yeah, but the camera was there, so I'm not sure how much I believe that.
I know, but Warrior has been mental for ages, so there's every chance that he could have been like, I don't really care if the camera's there, I'll just call you any number of words under the sun.
It was about 18 months before this where he became one of those crazy people who shouted at the camera, his webcam on YouTube.
Long
Are we doing
that.
the slagging off Ultimate Warrior bit now or when the Hall of Fame bit's on? Because I've got a game to play at some point.
Okay, we can do the Hall of Fame bit. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it for the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But anyway, Austin comes out. I realised this made me very sad, right? I remember you and I watching this. We watched it at a bar in Sheffield, didn't we, Darren?
Yeah.
Right. And I remember watching this and thinking, oh, God, I wish I was there. And not only did this happen for this, because we were at the previous WrestleMania, we planned to go to this one when it was going to be in New York, which it never was.
Yeah.
I've never seen Stone Cold Steve Austin live.
Oh, I'm trying. I don't think I have.
I never have.
I've seen him twice.
He's seen him twice.
I've seen him twice.
I saw The Rock wrestle for the WWE title.
I saw Austin versus Rock.
What?
House show in just after WrestleMania 15 in Sheffield Arena.
You know, right? You and I have talked about this before, haven't we?
What's that?
Like how good most house shows have been years ago.
Yeah.
Because now you get like Jinder against Randy Orton, but like these would have been when like Chris Jericho would have been on the undercard of a house show, and he's seen one.
They used to just do WrestleMania rematches. Like the
Yeah.
first house show I went to was Brett versus Owen after WrestleMania 10.
Well, I'm not bothered about that. I've seen Bret Hart in the Donny Dome, mate. So you know. But all I'm saying is you're not going to get Austin.
Why did you see him at Donny Dome?
Because he came and worked for 1PW.
I don't know anybody.
There you go.
We'll be talking about that on the show in May.
Yeah,
finally.
You're all excited. I hope you're all excited. We promised we'd do it. We're actually doing it. So there you go.
Brammer, do you get Graham's references he was trying to make the other week?
Yeah, do you get it, Brammer? Bloody hell. Instead of selling your stories to other wrestling podcasts. Oi, how to wrestling. Come and fight me. Bring it on. Right. Anyway, Austin comes out, immediately rips Hulk Hogan. Comes straight out. He's like, if you want to see us have a fight, give it a hell yeah. And he's like, good to be back at the Silver Dome. And Hogan's face. Like, there's something inherently funny. I mean, not only is this an amazing promo, but there's something inherently funny about three legends in the ring and two of them are just ripping the other one to bits.
It's because it's like, oh yeah, they're people.
Yeah. Turns
And
out
it's
they
that,
are.
and it's great.
Austin threatens to have a fight with Hogan, but he doesn't. But people go mad for it. I remember going mad for it myself.
Yeah, we're never going to happen though, was it?
Oh, no, of course it wasn't. But the fact that they were even in the same ring at the same time was still exciting, wasn't it? So they're having a bit of a jaw jack for a little while. They shake hands, and then who should come out but the third
wheel.
Third wheel.
Dwayne.
Oh, mate, we've got The Rock as the best one because he's all like, that's so Austin.
You've seen Rock as well.
Yeah, but you've got to say that Rock's better, though, haven't we? Anyway, yeah, The Rock comes out, the biggest star, the real biggest star ever. Never mind your Stone Cold Steve Austin. Didn't even want to see him anyway. Who's that guy?
Austin weren't walking tall, was he?
Yeah,
So...
he ain't even got here. So, like, what is the condemned? And yeah, The Rock comes out, and there's quite a nice little bit where he says, a guy's going to come out here and talk about hustle, loyalty, respect, but that doesn't happen unless Hulk Hogan tells you to take your vitamins. And another guy's going to come out here and rage against authority, but that doesn't happen unless you don't kick your boss's head in several years ago. It's pretty good. I like it. It's a great moment just to have the three of them in the ring. And again, obviously, ripping Hogan to bits for getting the name of the stadium wrong. It's fantastic.
It is a great segment.
It's like, how annoyed would you be if you got told, because we know that WrestleMania is long, if you got told this year's WrestleMania, the first 25 minutes are going to be a promo?
I think you'd be all right with it because it's WrestleMania. You'd think it's going to be something special.
Well, yeah, that's okay. You could say that.
But like,
this time when it was special, but
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
if I told you before WrestleMania 30, that the first 25 minutes are just going to be taken up by three people just promoing on each other, you'd be like, really? But
yeah,
that's how important these three characters are, aren't they?
Just before we move on to the first match again, I've actually loaded up the full card of the house show I saw at Sheffield Arena in '99. Just X-Pac versus Brooklyn Brawler.
Okay, well, right.
Triple H versus Kane. D'Lo Brown and Ivory versus Jacqueline and Val Venus. Goldust defeating Road Dogg in an Intercontinental title match. Hardcore Holly defeating Al Snow. Billy Gunn versus Gangrel. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart versus The Brood. Undertaker versus Ken Shamrock. Big Show versus the Big Boss Man. And then Steve Austin versus The Rock.
Yeah, mate, but did you see David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy against the Usos? And McGillicuddy was wearing his do-rag. So, who's the real winner there? Did you see Eve Torres do a moonsault in a match with John Cena and Zack Ryder against whoever the main event heels were?
She twerked before she did it.
Yeah, she did a little
before twerking was a thing.
She did a little wobbly dance, didn't she?
Yeah. And then they made her do it again.
Yeah.
Women's revolution.
Yep. Good.
Twerk for me, Eve. That's what happened.
Will she be in next year's Women's Royal Rumble, do you reckon? She's one that they haven't brought back yet.
She's up Duff, mate.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
they announced that other day on YouTube.
Oh, it'll be another Gracie.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What's this one going to be? Honda. Oh, Bance. Triple H against Daniel Bryan. It's a good match. The best match on the show. Best match on the show.
I'd say so, yeah.
Probably the best match on the show.
Yeah, it's really great how they do the match and the crowd's reaction when Daniel Bryan kicks out the pedigree.
It's quality.
Yeah, just there's lots of stuff in this match that's really great.
Yeah, I love Triple H. Triple H is a perfect sort of foil for Daniel Bryan in this match as well because of the story they're telling. Because he is the bigger guy and he's the boss and he's acting like this is going to be a walk in the park. And then it obviously isn't. He gets beaten, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan beats him with the old flying knee strike.
But Triple H is a bit of a sore loser.
Yeah, a cracking bit at the end where Triple H is like, first of all, Stephanie lays into Daniel Bryan with them slaps, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Proper like whacks him once, he smiles back and she just whacks him about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but she gets it later, doesn't she?
Yeah. What's that? Her annual bump, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we didn't talk about the entrances for this match, or specifically the Triple H entrance.
I mentioned it on Twitter.
Yeah, so I can't remember who's the other woman. So it's Charlotte, Sasha, and who's the other
Alexa
one?
Bliss.
I wondered if it might be Alexa Bliss because I could only remember 2, so I did exactly the same thing on Twitter.
Yeah,
they're all Triple H just goes, "Hey, Nate, you want your daughter to be on this?" And Flair was crying, wasn't he? Again?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I saw you at WrestleMania. And then like 2 years later,
he was actually crying because he had a particularly good sandwich, but then that set him off again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, is Reed dead by this point? I think Reed's
yeah,
dead by this
probably
point,
wishing that Reed could put a bikini on and take off Triple H's mask, but he's a corpse. So
I mean, Triple H has got previous with corpses.
I'm actually not kidding. Hasn't Reed only like died a few weeks by this show?
Probably.
I think honestly, that might be the case.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Cool. Right. The second match on a pay-per-view in 2014 starts with this. Oh, you didn't know? The New Age Outlaws and Kane against the Shield.
Yeah, that's
Roman
cool.
Reigns.
Let's ask the question that you asked to me in the car about this, but we'll ask it to Dan.
Okay.
How did the New Age Outlaws come back? Because we know it's part of the Authority, but how did they return? I don't have the answer for you because we didn't look it up.
I don't know.
Exactly. Because Kane, he gives his mask to Stephanie, doesn't he? And he's like, oh, I'm not evil anymore. I'm not demon. I'm corporate Kane. And then she owns his mask, so he wears a suit. But then Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, is in my mind, they just appear.
Yeah, exactly. Like they appear and they win the tag team titles at one point. I know that.
I don't know if it's before or after this.
I think it's before.
Yeah, this is mental. But yeah, this match doesn't go long.
No, it doesn't go long.
It doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to. I remember that thinking that at the time it was the right result and it didn't need to go long. This, incidentally, is the last WrestleMania that Roman Reigns did not headline. There you go. And you know what? He's over. He's not over that much because they're not that loud for the second match. But people don't hate him. He gets his stuff in. He gets out. I bet they still wish, looking back at this, I bet Vince is slapping himself on the head every time that he thinks, oh, I put Batista over in that Royal Rumble. I could have put Roman over. He could have been a star. He'd have been a star at WrestleMania. But, it wasn't that time yet, was it? They had to build him up.
Aye.
They had to build him up with that thing that they did for the rest of the year where he injured himself and then they had him on telly every week going, hi, it's me, Roman Reigns. Don't forget me. I'm injured, but I'm fine. See you on Raw in 4 weeks. Yep. Last WrestleMania that Roman Reigns didn't headline. This show. Did you enjoy the show?
I did.
I'm not saying that correlates. I'm just saying coincidence.
It was all right.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk much about the next match. It was was it the first Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy?
The first, yes, because Hogan was the one who announced it as a tribute to his fallen comrade Andre. We need to talk a bit about it.
He weighed 800 pounds.
Did you know the Intercontinental Champion was in this match?
Who was in it?
Exactly.
So that's
the
the
question.
question.
So there's 24 men in this match.
Was it Curtis Axel?
No.
No.
Guess again.
Miz?
Nope. He's not even in the right ethnicity.
Kofi Kingston?
No.
Racist. That's a shame, that.
You brought up ethnicity, so I just...
He's closer, though.
Yeah, you are closer.
Big E?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you remember that Big E was the Intercontinental Champion ever?
No.
Me neither. We can only we theorise this, and we can only think that he must have won it from Dolph Ziggler, but we don't know when, we don't know where, we don't know why. We just know it must have happened. We don't know how he lost it. It's just an offhand mention on commentary. Kofi, by the way, does his little Royal Rumble spot. Did you notice?
Yeah. Did you notice on commentary? And it's after that he gets back in the ring, like jumps off the top rope and dives or something. And Jay Bell's like, I love that young guy, Kofi Kingston. Yep. I've not looked up his age. Dan, you've got a computer in front of you. Can you please work out how old Kofi Kingston would have been at WrestleMania 30? Because when he says young, he's got to have been at least 30.
Because he's not.
He's 36 now. So
he would have
been about 32.
32, yeah, he's not.
I won't really
he's younger than
say,
JBL.
Yeah.
So.
But I wouldn't really say that. I would describe you as that young man.
That's
no offence.
Unkind.
But he is older than me.
So.
If anything, I'm the youngest one in the room.
But you literally are.
Yeah, so I'm a young man.
Oh, you're odd.
Yeah.
But we've all got the mentality of
shorter doesn't mean you know what I mean?
We've all got the mentality of much older men.
Yeah.
I haven't.
You definitely. Are you kidding? You were an old baby. Your mum told me. I'm not going to do it. I was going to make a your mum joke, but I'm not going to because I'm better than that. Because I'm more mature. No, hang on. That'll make me sound old. Because I don't understand them yet because I'm so young. There you go. Right. We should talk about the end of it, though. Cesaro wins it. Yeah. This is the kickstart for his big singles push that was totally going to happen and actually was going to happen.
Yeah, is it the next night when he's a Paul Heyman guy?
Yeah, it's the next night where he's a Paul Heyman guy because that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Worked well for Curtis Axel and Ryback, who created Rybaxel, and we're in the pre-show. He slams Big Show over the top rope. People go mad for it. People love it. People are loving Cesaro here.
The swing's over.
Yeah, super over. Yep. Something has to be in this match.
Yeah. Everyone likes swinging.
Exactly. Yeah. So. I think it's all right. It's like, if you consider, would you have thought at the end of this match that they would have had another Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal every year? Because they talked about it as the first annual, but you know what they're like with this stuff.
Yeah, I take it all with a pinch of salt. So probably not.
I'm surprised in the sense that they've managed to keep going. It
is a very easy way to go. Let's put them all on the show.
No, that is true.
Because before they had the Money in the Bank where they get 8 guys on it, and then they have other multi-man matches, but now they can have all the multi-man matches, and they go, everybody else, you're in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, everyone apart from Austin Aries.
Yeah, apart from Ross there is a Neville.
Killian Dane has got a WrestleMania DVD check. You haven't, Austin Aries.
Unlucky. Next up is John Cena against Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, so
Where does the Hall of Fame stuff fall in? I'm pretty sure it's before this match.
He's not put it on the format, so
I'm
yes,
pretty sure
before
it's
this
before
match.
this
Right,
match, so we'll
let's
do
do
it.
it then. Let's do the Warrior
Okay,
stuff now.
so these are all the people that got inducted into that year's Hall of Fame. So you got the Ultimate Warrior,
Yep.
Jake the Snake Roberts,
Yep.
Lita, Paul Bearer, Carlos Colon, Razor Ramon.
Yep.
Okay. So my question to you guys is, who's the worst one? Right? And let me if you're unsure about certain people, obviously Warrior, massive homophobe.
Yep.
Jake the Snake Roberts, he's not allowed near snakes anymore, is he?
Oh, God.
Right. Carlos Colon aided in killing a man. Razor Ramon.
I bet Carlos Colon was really annoyed when he saw Daniel Bryan in his 30 boots. Oh, God, he's back. No, I mean, nothing. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Razor Ramon has actually shot a man before and killed him.
That's true, yeah. That's a real thing.
So which,
justifiable homicide.
No, Scott Hall did that. Razor Ramon, the character, did not. You
Well-
remember the year before Kevin Nash was in the Hall of Fame as Kevin Nash, and this year it's like Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
yeah, but Razor Ramon, I've seen some shoot interviews where he said he really liked the character Razor Ramon and he always sees himself as Razor Ramon.
Yeah,
so I
and
think
that's, yeah, and that's what I would say if I killed a man and was only getting in the Hall of Fame because I was called Razor Ramon.
so which one's the worst? We're doing this game.
So Scott Hall, it was justifiable homicide.
Oh, can I just put out? I left Paul Bearer and Lita out because I can't really think of anything that's really bad that they've done.
Oh, Lita for being a commentator and being terrible. There you go.
Yeah. Paul Bearer is
Lita for
same.
getting off with Matt Hardy's best friend Edge.
Yeah, but like
Adulterous.
if I were getting porked by
And
Matt
then being
Hardy,
like, oh, hashtag time's up, but I am shagging Edge.
I'd definitely move on to Edge.
Yeah, and then CM Punk.
Yeah.
Do you remember that
Oat's
video?
better
By
than
the way?
Matt Hardy.
Do you remember that video that Matt Hardy went that's like, I don't know why CM Punk is so interested in Lita, but whenever she's upset, she comes to me. I was like, great. So you're throwing yourself out there as the shoulder to cry on, and you're going, look how good that. You're like one of those horrible slimy friend zone people who goes, oh, I'm just waiting for her to split up, and then you're like, all you really want to do is get in her pants. You're horrible, Matt Hardy. Go and get broken or something. I don't know.
I think it's difficult. I'm going to go with Warrior.
Isn't it Jake the Snake? Because he's done some really bad things.
Well, all I could remember off the top of my head bad that he's done is he's starved a snake to death, which is bad.
Yeah, that's like he made an animal die.
Yeah.
Warrior didn't kill anyone, did he?
Not that I know of.
There you go then. Jake the Snake. He's the
Yeah.
worst.
But he celebrated Bobby Heenan getting cancer.
Right. So
Oh, that is bad.
what I'm gonna
Who else celebrated Bobby Heenan dying? Did anyone else in the room have any reason to celebrate Bobby Heenan?
I never celebrated it.
You won, though.
You guys celebrated the fact that
We didn't celebrate.
I won the death pool, but I'd never
You
celebrated
picked him
that.
in the death pool. That means you celebrated
Yeah,
indirectly.
and at the time I said, I hate having to do this.
But you didn't have to do it. Listen to it.
know,
Still
But I
doing it.
wanted to win.
I hate having to do See, there
I
you go
wanted
then.
to win.
You're the worst. Can we agree that? The Dan's the
we
worst.
can agree that. What I'm going to do
That's
now
the real quiz.
Dan's going to cut the next bit out
Okay.
because I'm going to tell you something that I don't know if you know, but I
Probably
don't.
not,
we
no.
probably don't need it on the air.
Okay, all right.
So Dan will cut from now. Did you know that Jake St. Roberts probably got all of his issues because he is a rape baby?
Yeah, I did know that.
Okay, right. We're back.
I don't know if I have to cut that.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally up to
I
you.
mean,
guys.
yeah, that is true. Yes.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I don't. I've
you
put it
said
out.
earlier on about Ant McPartland. I mean, like, you know, Ant McPartland didn't kill a snake. Saying, right, let's move on. Come on,
Did
please.
we,
Yeah,
decide
we
who
need to
the,
move on.
did we decide who the worst one is?
No. The worst one is Dan because he celebrated when Bobby Heenan
I didn't
died.
celebrate. I was so gutted.
I was so gutted when I
I was
won.
gutted when he died,
so
and then I
gutted when
felt
I
it
won.
again when you played that clip.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Just don't. Don't.
I'm halfway through my Christmas dinner, and I went, "Oh yeah, I
Don't-
won the death pool." this
Don't
year.
pick people you like. That's the general rule, right?
It's the one time I didn't. I won. So
The next, well, there you go then. But you're not happy about it.
No, I'm not.
Well, there you go then. What do you want us to do? Don't pick people you like. The next match is John Cena against Bray Wyatt. Eminem was on a WWE pay-per-view in 2014. His song Legacy was used for this match.
Yeah, it's off the Marshall Mathers LP too.
Yes.
Isn't it?
That classic.
It's all right.
Oh.
Right.
I used to like Eminem.
Well, someone had to.
Yeah.
No, I quite liked Eminem as well.
Question I've got for you guys. Was this peak of Bray Wyatt?
Yes, he doesn't get any better than this, and he only gets worse.
Yeah, I think losing this match is what knocked him... Like, he had to lose the match with how the story worked, but losing this match also knocked him down.
I remembered not liking this match at the time. I remembered being annoyed that he lost the match at the time. Now that I watch it back, I was like, he absolutely had to lose this match.
Yeah, he had
this
to
was
lose it.
perfect. And actually, it was very good storytelling.
Yeah,
I've
it
got
was.
to say,
My only thing...
quite good.
I thought the match was a little long in parts, but apart from that, like, the storytelling of the match was really great, and I really enjoyed
what
it.
I liked about it was every time John Cena did things that were contrary to his nature,
Yeah.
he got the upper hand. Anytime he pummeled on Bray Wyatt longer than he needed to, or was tempted to go for a chair or anything like that, he got the upper hand. But I guess the only thing you could say is that then shouldn't he have lost because he didn't give in, and that's why he lost. You could throw that argument out there, but the whole point was that John Cena had to not give in.
Yeah, and considering what happens as soon as he gets the pinfall, when he goes to the outside and goes and hugs the kid and stuff,
Exactly.
like, that shows why he had to win that match.
Yeah, and that's what John Cena's character is about at the time as well, isn't it? Thoughts, Daryl?
He had a T-shirt on. Did John Cena?
Yep.
I feel this is Wrestler Fashions, mate.
Wrestler Fashions.
And it says, "You can't stop me, or you can't stop us."
Uh-huh.
Or yeah, there's some connotations to that, isn't there?
It just means that the power of the C Nation will live forever, much like the power of the Warrior.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll come
For 2
back to
days.
that. Yeah. All right. Okay, we know that. You know what? Like, you know.
He was a dickhead.
You want to talk about something that...
Oh, yes! He swore!
Yeah!
50p. I'll take that 50p fine for that one.
Right.
I should have gone higher on that
You
one.
want to talk about something that we thought would live forever, that everyone thought would live forever, and everyone definitely thought would make it through this pay-per-view. Let's talk about the Undertaker's streak, which we have talked about before.
Before we talk about the actual match, I want to talk about the reactions to the match without saying... Everyone knows the result because it happened 4 years ago, but I have a screenshot from Twitter the moment like the pinfall of this match happened, and I will read the 6 tweets that were on my screen.
Right, if they have swearing in, this
They
still
don't.
counts. Okay.
I'll censor my swearing because there is one that has swearing. So first one, what? Second one, what? Third one, oh my god. Fourth, explicit word. Fifth, oh my god, hashtag Wrestlemania. And then last one, holy, word deleted, streak is dead.
There you
Lovely.
go.
And I took that screenshot at the perfect time just because my entire Twitter feed was that. Just like pretty much everyone I knew was up at that time was just a stream of everyone talking about this match. And I can't think of any match that's had that sort of reaction from people.
I've spoken about this before, but I think it bears repeating, right? In the bar in Sheffield that we watched it in, Daryl and I sat open mouth at the screen, just having no way to comprehend what was going on. Everyone else in the bar was silent, except for one person. There was only one person in the whole bar, and I'll give him credit for it, who made any noise. Who was that person, Daryl? Who was that person?
Yeah, it was me, guys.
You were shouting, didn't you? You
Yeah.
leapt up and down. I'm almost delighted that you reacted that way.
Because I knew everybody else were going to cry about it.
Yep.
And I was like, why are you crying?
You were shouting,
Yeah.
he's done it, he's won, he's only gone on one, Graham, he's gone on one, he's won the match, he's beaten the streak, and everyone else, other people left.
Yeah, people left because
People paid to get in.
because the Undertaker lost.
Yeah, they paid to get, they left before the main event. People paid to get in.
It was a big moment.
It still is, it's still, honestly, I think you watched it for the first time since that night today, haven't you?
Yeah.
Did you still feel a little bit of something when it happened?
Yeah, they've ruined WrestleMania for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, why?
Because I was of the firm belief that I only wanted Undertaker to lose at WrestleMania if it was going to be his last match.
Okay.
Because the streak meant that much.
Wow.
And he lost, that's fine. Like, I was happy he lost. It was hilarious.
You were very happy.
But then, like, the year after he faced Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so the year after he faces Bray Wyatt, and I'm just like, why is it it's not a big deal to me that he's wrestling Bray Wyatt now, because, like, so what if he loses? It don't matter. Like, and it's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's on his downward slope at this point, so I'm like, it's Bray Wyatt, I don't care. It's not the Bray Wyatt of the year before. Not bothered. And then, who did he wrestle the year after? Was it Shane the year after, or am I jumping way ahead?
No, you're right. It was Shane the year after.
Yeah, and like, obviously it's Shane McMahon and he's solid, so I was thinking, you know, it could be a tough match for him.
Yeah,
but again, doesn't matter if he loses, does it? And that would always, for me, once they introduced the streak, because obviously it weren't a thing until probably like 10 matches in or something.
Yeah, about WrestleMania.
17 is the 17 is the first one that he puts his hands up to say it's 10.
No, that's 18.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 18
It
when
was 17
has
because
the
he
match.
wasn't at WrestleMania 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 18
So it must be
because
18 then, yeah.
because it was the match with Flair.
Yeah, so he puts his hands up.
Lawler mentions 10-0.
Yeah. So that's the first time I remember them talking about it, there being a streak.
I think there's a brief mention of it at WrestleMania 17, but it's not made to be a big deal. They're like, Undertaker is unbeaten in 9 WrestleMania appearances. That's it. You know, It's like a minor stat.
Yeah. So then after that, it was always who can beat the streak, apart from the year when he was meant to be teaming with Nathan Jones against Big Show and A-Train, and I was like, yeah, he's not losing this match, is he? But like when he wrestled Orton, it's like Orton was doing the legend killer gimmick, and Undertaker, like big legend, so you could see him losing that. He wrestled Batista at one of the WrestleManias, and at that one you're thinking, well, Batista's a big star, he could beat him. Edge were up and coming at the time when he wrestled him. I don't think it was as believable, but at the same time, there was still something back in my mind. It's like, it could beat him.
Did you not buy the Mark Henry match?
I was about to say, I did not buy the Mark Henry match. There's odd ones in there, but like for the most part, the streak was something special. And then I think did he wrestle Batista or Edge first? I think it was Batista.
Batista
I think,
was 23.
Yeah, from
Edge
that
was
Batista
24.
match, that was a strong run of matches.
Sorry, Batista was 22.
Was it 22? So,
Yes.
Are you sure?
No,
It was
I might be
23.
wrong.
Mark Henry was 22.
Mark
I think.
Henry was 22.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
you're
from
right.
the Batista match, there was a strong run of matches.
Yeah.
Which culminated at 29, really,
Yeah.
because 30 weren't great, and then he's kind of fallen off a bit. I mean, because we talked about his last good match,
Yeah.
but his last good WrestleMania match was probably 29.
It probably was, yeah.
So 30 was probably the right time to lose. But yeah, if he still wants to make money and come back, I'm not bothered. Like, do what you want. But for me, it's kind of ruined. When I say it's ruined WrestleMania, it ruined one of the things I look forward to at WrestleMania. Like, I still look forward to the show.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I'd never really thought about it that way. But it's such a catastrophic event because it was such. I think I saw someone mention this the other day, right? The way it all works, the reason that this moment works so well is because it's Brock Lesnar, because no one thought, they were like, well, this is just another number. There's no benefit to Brock Lesnar winning it. Now, it turns out there was a benefit, but we didn't really realize at the time. It's in the middle of the show. Well, he's surely not going to lose in the middle of the show and the match was rubbish.
Yeah.
And so it was almost such a shock because there was nothing. There was nothing on this at all. It was just going to be another Undertaker win, and Brock was going to carry on to doing his little MMA fighter gimmick. It catapults Brock to somewhere higher, I think. But if there's been an amazing back and forth contest and everyone was really gripped in it, it wouldn't have had the same impact. I know that's not what they intended for, but it almost makes it more impactful because it was something that you could almost have been sat there going, oh, it's weird he's doing a third. I specifically remember being sat there in that pub in Sheffield going, bloody hell, I can't believe they're having him kick out of 3 F5s. That's 3's a lot. And then it was just, it's over. And you shouted and people left. But like, it almost adds to the match by being unremarkable because it just comes out of nowhere.
I think as well, this is the first time I've watched it since the day as well. And the thing I realised, because at the time I was in shock like everyone else, but watching it this time and just like knowing what was coming and everything and being anticipating the moment and everything and just watching The Undertaker get up and realising that Undertaker does not know where he is. He is wrecked by that point.
Yep.
Like he's genuinely glassy-eyed and just staring and like half of it's selling, but then the other half is like, no, he's seriously hurt right now. Like it took him a year to recover from that match.
It took him a year to recover. He
came back with that weird Elvis hairdo almost.
As it was mentioned on the following Raw,
Yeah.
Heyman notes that Vince McMahon missed the main event of WrestleMania because he went to the hospital with The Undertaker because The Undertaker collapsed after he went through the curtain.
I don't want to watch that vanilla midget win the belt at the end.
Oh, there is that as well. Yeah.
His big main event got spoiled.
There's that. Speaking of that 24 that you talked about, there's a bit in that, isn't there, where Vince goes, "We need some help over here."
Yeah,
and that's the clip of The Undertaker collapsing.
Before we get on to the next match, I've got. It's not an opening contest. It's almost like a co-main event contest.
Okay.
I just want to do a quick thing because I've just realised I've got the list of the participants of both like big group matches. Who can list the most? We'll do it like we do on the Christmas quiz. You have to give me a number, and whoever gets the biggest number has to name that amount of people.
What am I naming?
The list wrestlers who are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the women's match who are no longer with the WWE.
Okay.
How many can you name?
5.
I was going to open with 4. 6.
Do you want to top it?
No, I don't want to top that.
No.
Go for 6.
So, Cody.
Yep.
Who was he hanging out with? I specifically remember he was hanging out the side of the ring next to somebody else. I was like, they're both not with the company anymore.
I know who it is. This is a great way of extending the show, which has already gone over an hour.
Well, he made up again.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming him.
Give us your 5.
Damien Sandow, Cody Rhodes, AJ Lee, Maxine, or whatever her name is. The woman.
Maxine was not in it.
Whatever the woman is.
Daryl gives one name to steal it.
The one that got off with Teddy Long.
He said the wrong name, gives one name to steal it.
Axana.
There you go. I kept trying to say Asuka, and I was like, it's not Asuka. No, it's not Asuka. But I knew it was someone.
No mention Brad Maddox.
Oh, yeah, he's in the. I've got notes. I've forgotten all my notes. You distracted me from my notes.
So, the Vicky Guerrero Invitational match for the WWE Divas Championship. This wasn't the first annual of anything. They couldn't name the
I forgot to mention, by the way, at one point during the opening contest, the opening match, Triple H has them in the crossface while Stephanie shouts, "Tap out Daniel." Awkward. That's all I'm saying. But I think that the Andre the Giant match is David Otunga's last match, incidentally.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the Vicky Guerrero,
in it. People are fandangoing for a bit.
And this match was all based around the fact that Vicky Guerrero was trying to get the Divas Championship away from AJ Lee, so she put her against every woman on the roster, pretty much. And AJ Lee wins by tapping out Naomi, is it?
Is it Naomi or Naomi?
I don't know, but I know it's the one of the Funkadactyls at the time.
The match of all these people goes 6 minutes 48 seconds.
Great.
Yeah, and the next night Paige debuted.
She did.
Let's go to the main event and wrap this thing up.
Let's go to the main event. The main event. Batista versus Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan.
I like the fact that in Batista's entrance, they still do the lights out bit. Yeah, I always like that in his entrance.
I like that Randy Orton gets his song played and the opening note is the same note as that Mercy Drive song.
Yeah.
Hey! Except it's not hey, is it? I hear voices in my head.
I don't know why they put that. It doesn't fit, does it?
No.
That opening bit.
No, it's weird. We didn't even talk about the fact that Bray Wyatt got played to the ring by birds.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right.
When I was watching this live, Becky was upstairs trying to sleep, and I had my surround sound at the time, and she goes, "Can you turn that down, please? All I can hear is creepy redneck music."
She's not wrong. There's a weird little dude dancing. And Daniel Bryan comes out to his normal entrance, and he's all taped up and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, my arm hurts."
Yeah, so I can't do yes pointing because my arm hurts.
No.
So
I'm selling.
Not until the end.
I love how this match is set up, where it's Batista and Randy Orton trying to have the match that they were supposed to have, and Daniel Bryan continually interjecting himself. Like almost it's a small story based on the wider picture.
Yep.
It's quite good. And then there's the sickening spot where they do the Batista bomb RKO to Daniel Bryan for a table.
Yeah, but Randy forgot to move that monitor, didn't he? Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
You just see him like just writhing in pain because this monitor landed underneath. Like he landed
they
on it.
spent enough time clearing stuff off them tables.
I'd completely forgotten how long they spent.
All I'm saying is Ricardo Rodriguez were at that table and he's no longer with the company.
Oh, there you go. Also, he's wearing a white suit to draw attention to himself.
He is, but I think that I would do that.
Yeah, but you're not Ricardo Rodriguez, and I actually quite like you.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Even though you're worse than him.
What?
In a way. So that's...
So yeah, that's the story of the match. And then when Daniel Bryan starts to get the upper hand again, Here comes Triple H in his tracksuit.
Triple H, yeah, in his tracksuit and towel around his neck.
Oh.
Not a neck brace, a towel around his neck.
I love that look. It's just so that look
with evil ref Scott Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just suddenly went all 80s Memphis on it. It was just great.
Yep. But it's okay because there's actually a really good spot which I bought for the finish. You know how there's always one spot that you can buy for the finish? It's when Daniel Bryan hits Orton with the knee and then Batista throws Bryan out, but instead of like doing anything on Orton, he goes for the pin off the knee. And I thought, that'd be a brilliant way to end it. And of course, it doesn't. But the ending is just terrific.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Orton's, I think, hit with a knee as well and then thrown out. And then Bryan flies with the knee at Batista and locks him in the yes lock. And, of course, it's the guy who everyone rejected at the Royal Rumble, who, theoretically, that was what started it all to begin with, who in the end ends up tapping out and submitting to Daniel Bryan whilst Daniel Bryan wins the World Heavyweight Championship.
I always like the fact that when Batista talks about this whole thing, he talks about the fact like it should have always been Daniel Bryan's moment. Like for how they did that was completely wrong.
It amuses me that people were really mad at Batista at the time, as if Batista isn't like Batista's a good guy. Like Batista's
Roman Reigns might be a good guy, but you slagged him off earlier in this show.
There's a picture from a house show this week of Roman Reigns holding a sign that says Vince's boy.
My point is that my point is that Batista gets the business. I don't know if Roman does.
Okay.
I don't know. He might do. I like we've not heard any out of character because Batista, being an actual star now, doesn't care. Even though he wants to come back, he refused the Hall of Fame. We talked about that, haven't we? He refused the Hall of Fame because he's like, no, I want to wrestle again. Why wouldn't you bring him back? We've talked about this again a bit as well.
Yeah, I'd bring him back.
Definitely, I'd bring him back.
Yeah,
he'd be great. The only problem is every time he'd come back, people would want to cheer him. Within a week, you'd want him as a heel.
If he started doing the like proper blackout entrance with the spotlight where he came out in the sunglasses,
and then at the very end, Daniel Bryan kneels down. He's got the belts, and Jag Thins ruins the whole shot with his sign that's facing the wrong way, directly at the hard cam. Whoever you are, Jag Thind, we saw what you tried to do. I hope you got kicked out.
I hope that's got you all ready for WrestleMania 30.
Oh dear, is that yours?
No, that's the quote that was read earlier, mate.
Oh no! Oh,
what?
Really? You kept that quiet, right?
I didn't know. I only just found out.
Okay.
The quote that you read earlier, the tweets.
Yeah.
I just found out who some of them were from.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
It was more
We're
about
judging you for it.
It was about the moment. Yeah, it's because I've just put it on Facebook, haven't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, so WrestleMania 30. Good show on that, wasn't it?
Great show.
Yeah.
Love it. Do you want to know what happened the next night on Raw? Very briefly, I'll skim through it.
Yes.
Paul Heyman did a promo telling everyone, I told you so, and says that Brock's the best ever. Triple H tells Daniel Bryan, yeah, your little yes movement worked last night, but tonight you're going to have a match against me for the world title, and you're going to lose it straight away. Bray Wyatt gets his win back over Big E Lanston, the Intercontinental Champion. And Paige debuts and wins the Divas Championship in her first match. And in the main event, having not been present for the entire show, just as Daniel Bryan is getting beaten down by Randy Orton and Batista before the match with Triple H, while Scott Armstrong comes down, the Shield turn face for the first time since they've debuted on the main roster. And it's huge. It's massive. There's a Shield and Evolution brawl, and this is what leads to the Shield and Evolution match at Extreme Rules. And this is when Roman Reigns turned face, and he hasn't turned heel ever since. There you go. So Roman Reigns, more importantly than anything, the Roman Reigns face turn was the night after WrestleMania. And that's it. That's WrestleMania 30.
Yep.
But
the day wrestling died.
Yeah, I suppose if you really want to call it that, that's splendid. But don't worry, wrestling's back.
Is it?
Wrestling's coming back to life because Daniel Bryan's coming back into the ring.
Oh, lovely.
That's the whole point. And you know where he's coming back, Daryl?
Where?
New Orleans. WrestleMania New Orleans. And that's going to happen. And you know when it's going to happen?
When?
A week from now. And you know what we're going to do next week?
What?
Preview it a little bit.
Why?
Because that's what we do.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. You're going to enjoy it.
I'm excited.
Good. Me too. I'm erect. Right. Say goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Daryl.
You know, took my eye out.
Yeah. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/royalgrumblepod. Don't forget to go to twitter.com/royalgrumblepod. That's it. Twitch.tv/royalgrumble. That's it. Goodbye.